just a little reefer. You see, smoking Swedish cheever. A jazz cabbage in my lettuce bag. Sprinkle más in the monta.
Join us for a bowl with Canatrol.
Welcome back. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Steve with Level Up.
And this is the Grow Show. Today we have a special guest, somebody really exciting. The company that we were just talking about, Smokable with Canatrol. So we have Adam here from Canatrol. And
what's up, guys?
we're so happy that you could join us today.
Yeah, we
Adam.
appreciate it. We like this piece of equipment next to you. We recently introduced it to our lives, and now we love it in the shops. Got it in both shops, and everyone seems to love it. So maybe before we get into
look how cool it looks over there. Like you can see the decals on the front of it there. That's just sharp looking.
Got our cantilever tint on there. Yeah, it looks good.
So Adam, what do you do for Canatrol?
Yeah, so my official title is Field Sales. But we are a small startup company in North Springfield, Vermont, and so that means we all wear many hats. So I handle a lot of the trade show, setting up the booth, doing some of that marketing out there on the show floors, and then also doing some sales trips and talking to retailers like yourselves.
Well, what is Canatrol? Can you tell us a little bit about what the company is about? You know, we have this cool technology on the table here, but tell us a little bit about what the company is about.
Yeah, so Canatrol, we do drying, curing, and storage. Dry cure store, that is our bread and butter, the full post-harvest process. So we have a patented technology called VaporTrol technology that controls vapor pressure in a sealed space, and that is the heart of it and where all the post-harvest process control comes from.
As a home grower, that's easily one of the most difficult parts about growing. Is you can be an excellent grower, you can grow some fire stuff and then screw it all up in the harvest and dry and cure process, right?
Absolutely, and people spend so much money and time and effort on that grow, and then to lose it in the post is tragedy, honestly. So
heartbreaking.
So we think of ourselves as defense. You know, we're protecting that art that you're growing, that creativity in the front.
You're preserving that, because you lose a lot of the flavor, right, when you're doing it wrong, and that's one of the things that people struggle with.
Yeah, you're losing smoothness of smoke. You're losing terpenes, that flavor, that smell. Absolutely. You can really have some gross stuff come out if you mess it up.
Before we go too far in it, you had a video you had us pull up here.
Yeah.
Let's kind of watch. This is the VaporTrol technology that we're going to watch here, kind of the process. This technology is in all of your equipment, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Let's watch the video, and then I'll dive into...
Talk about how it works.
Yeah, so...
Traditional post-harvest methods are stuck in the Stone Age. They're inconsistent and unreliable for properly removing water from the bud, leading to poorly dried cannabis flower, resulting in reduced yields, damaged trichomes, or mold. Legacy methods focus on incorrect measurements like percent moisture and humidity. The true indicator of properly dried and cured cannabis is water activity, measuring bound and unbound water. Unbound water feeds mold and microbes. Bound water is molecularly bound to the plant's structure and does not. Lost bound water is lost revenue. Relative humidity changes with temperature. Traditional HVAC systems create an unstable environment where over and under drying occurs. Backed by science, Canatrol's VaporTrol technology creates the perfect environment to produce consistent, repeatable, and superior results every harvest. Our patented technology allows the flower to reach and be held at optimal water activity by controlling temperature and dew point separately, fine-tuning vapor pressure in the space. Consistent vapor pressure allows for proper drying and curing of trichomes. Using Canatrol, expect higher yields, less labor, and a significant reduction in damaged trichomes, resulting in higher terpene retention compared to traditional methods. With Canatrol systems, you'll generate higher profits and consistently produce superior flower that customers will love.
All right, that was awesome.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a great overview of the technology, and I can dive into everything it's talking about there, and we can really
Yeah.
pull it apart. But
One
yeah.
of the things I really took away from that was it's preserving the terpenes, right?
Yes.
Which is something that I think people don't realize how easy it is to damage terpenes. You can damage it just by tossing it around, especially in a bag. You toss it in a baggie, gets tossed around, those terpenes come off. You can damage it with wind, you can damage it with light, you can damage it with so many different things. So this technology helps preserve that.
Absolutely, yeah. So the trichome heads, that's really what we're talking about here. They're a very fragile structure on that plant, and that's where all the resin is located, with the terpenes located inside. That's what you're going to smell. That's what you're going to taste when you're, hopefully, if you've dried and cured properly, that's what you're going to taste when you're smoking the flower. So yes, they're very fragile. They can break. You can lose those terpenes. And our process is just super gentle and allows that trichome head to form a thicker cuticle, retain its cellular robustness, the cell wall, retain that, and then really lock in those terps, so that when you pull it out and you grind it up, you're just going to smell this immediate release of those terpenes that you're going to smoke.
Because it's locking them all in. Yes,
So
absolutely.
this Canatrol unit here we're looking at next to you, how many shelves does it have? I didn't even look at it. Let me open it up.
What's this
Yeah,
one
let's
called?
open it up. So
What's
this
the
is
name of this
this is the Cool Cure. This is our home grow size unit. We also have some options for commercial growers, but this is our home grow size unit. It'll dry 2.2 wet pounds of flower, and then you can cure and store 5 already dry pounds if you were to batch your harvests. It's just plug and play. You plug it into any outlet. It pulls 67 watts max, which is like an incandescent light bulb. It's typically running lower than that, so it's a real low draw. Yeah.
And so how do I need to know how to set the settings when I get this? Is it hard to maneuver, or is it just really easy to understand? Explain that to me.
Yeah, so it's
As somebody that's not real technology savvy.
Sure. Yeah, fair enough. No, I'm actually not really either when it comes to the phone or computer. But so yes, it's very easy even for folks like us.
Good.
Plug and play. We have factory recommended settings that comes out of the box with those settings. 68 degree dry bulb, 54 degree dew point. Again, I'll explain those parameters and why we set it there. But yeah, that's what it comes out of the box at. And you can go in and change those settings if you like. We recommend that you don't for your first few cycles. We found that this gives the best product. That's our personal opinion. But yeah, anybody who does want to go in there and mess around a little bit after they test out our factory recommended settings sure can do so.
Did you say how much weight? How much weight does this bad boy hold? Like wet weight or?
Yep. Yeah. So the drying phase of the dry cure store, we think about it as one continuous process as opposed to breaking up into a drying, curing, and storage phase. It's all one continuous curve. But if you were to break it up during the drying phase, you can do 2.2 wet pounds max. And then during the cure and store, you can cure and store 5 already dry pounds.
So let's talk about these different phases, okay?
Yes.
So how long does it take in total to go through the dry and cure phase with this technology?
Okay, so in total, it's going to take 8 days.
Oh
8
my
days
goodness, 8
from
days.
harvest to high quality smokable flower.
That's incredible,
Yeah.
because as a grower, I know how long it takes to have a good, proper dry and cure, and it's more like over 3 weeks to a month at the minimum.
Yep.
So yeah.
So it's not artificially expediting any of these processes. It's just gentle, and basically the system in there, we don't have any systems fighting each other. In a traditional dry and cure room with a mini split and a dehumidifier, those systems are fighting one another, and that's creating fluctuations in vapor pressure. Because our technology is flatlining the vapor pressure in the space, it's just allowing the flower to sit there and do its thing. It's allowing the carbohydrates to, do their thing, let the chlorophyll break down so that that entire cure can happen faster. That being said, there is a storage capacity to it. Like I said, dry cure and store. And you can leave it in there for another 2 weeks, another 2 months. We've had flower from our office grow in one of the Cool Cures for almost 3 years now.
And have you smoked it?
So it is still sticky, smooth, full terp profile. It's a little brown because it's oxidized, right? Like it happens, but the full terp profile is still there. No shake. it's just held there at that
So
vapor pressure.
let's talk about this technology. Like, where did it come from? Tell me about this technology.
Yeah, so our inventor David, I think he got his first patent when he was 19 or something like that. But yeah, so he's been tinkering with stuff his whole life and has that engineer's mindset.
You got a background in this stuff? Or
Yes,
what?
yeah. He worked in HVAC for a long time, professionally as well.
Is this his only patent, or has he got?
No. He's got I think 18 patents.
Holy moly!
Yeah, so
He's a smart guy.
He was a boy genius that
Smart
moved into
dude.
it. Yes,
Yeah.
a very intelligent man.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, real quick. I mean, so he and his wife Jane is the CEO of the company, and they moved up to Vermont maybe about 25 years ago, and had an inn. They were working with a lot of cheese makers in the area in Vermont, and cheesemakers were having trouble controlling their cheese aging rooms. And so, long story short, one of them got in touch with David. David said, I can figure this out, and made this controlled vapor pressure for cheese aging rooms originally. So that's been on the market for 20 years. Moved on to charcuterie, dry aged steaks, basically anything that needs to dry and cure to a stable water activity, like that video mentioned. Water activity being objective measure of shelf stability, used in the FDA. They use it for crackers, anything that needs to be shelf stable. You need to vacate all of the unbound water from the product, and in a product that you sell by weight, you want to maintain 100% of the bound water. So water activity, pharmaceuticals use it. So we're able to hone in on a perfect water activity using that vapor control technology.
So he started with the cheese, the cheese industry, basically.
Yes.
And you even mentioned when we were talking privately that he had won some awards with this technology.
Yeah, so I actually have them written down because I'm not on the cheese side, but
Hey, I love cheese.
I love cheese
Who
too.
doesn't love cheese?
Oh yeah, no, good cheese. So let's see here. We have so yeah, the ACS. Again, I'm just reading it because I don't know about the cheese side, but the ACS, the American Cheese Society, 3 out of the 3 winners this past year in 2024 were using vapor troll technology. Not Canatrol. Canatrol is just the cannabis side.
Sure.
And then the only American to win 2 golds in the world cheese competition this year was using vapor troll technology as well.
Amazing.
So
Love that.
yeah.
And so then he took that technology that he came up with and just tweaked it for the cannabis world.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
different parameters, but that same proprietary control of vapor pressure. And
Love that.
Okay, so I know this thing will dry your herb, but will it it'll rehydrate too? I seen there was a sponge or something in there, so that'll keep hydration, or how does that work?
Yeah, so as far as the sponge in there, that's a buffer. So if, let's say, you've already dried your flour, thank you. Yeah, so you just get this wet. If you've already dried your flour down to that 0.6 perfect water activity, and you're in the middle of winter, you want to pop in there for, you're going to grind some up, smoke it, you pop in there, pull out a nug. When you close the door, that vapor pressure will have dropped to equalize with the vapor pressure outside. When you close the door, the sponge will rehydrate the room the space rather faster than the flour will, so the flour then doesn't overdry. It's a buffer to prevent the overdrying of the flour.
Your goal is just to keep that sponge nice and moist.
Keep it nice and moist. You just want to press on it and have a little bit of that water come out, and that's perfect.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can also, so if you've over dried or maybe let it sit out a little bit too long, you can also, instead of using, like we have rehydrating packs, I'm not going to say the name brand, but we have different rehydrating packs. You can put it in here instead, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have over dry flour, you can put it back in. And I want to talk about actually what's happening on a physical level to get that, there you go, to have that dry happen and that rehydration happen. Basically, in the space, we are flatlining vapor pressure at that 0.6 water activity correlate. So it's right here. If you harvest your flour, high vapor pressure item, you put it in, pressure has to equalize. So the flour starts off-gassing water until it reaches equilibrium.
Right.
At that point, there's no more pressure differential, so the drying self-arrests, and it just holds there for the dry and cure. Now, if you have overdry flour that's under that, Excuse me.
That's all right.
If you have overdry flower that's under that vapor pressure, it'll come back up to that vapor pressure, regain that moisture. You'll get smoothness of smoke back. If you lost terpenes due to overdrying, you're not going to regain those terps, but you will get that smooth smoke
Once you
back.
overdry something, you can't replace the taste, right? Or the smell or the taste. You might get that texture back,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
But you're not going to be able to. You lost it. You lost it. Once you've broken those terpenes and lost them, they're gone.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
But with this technology, that takes all of that guesswork away, and you don't have to try to guess when it's dry, guess when it's cured. It's going to be right there where you need it to be, in a very quick manner. You said 8 days. And I talked about how it takes much longer when you're doing it as a home grower out in the open air, or even if you have a little room set aside that's
weather
all
dependent.
dialed in. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
but
This
you
just gives
said-
a consistent post-harvest process, whether you're in the depths of winter in Illinois or you're in the middle of summer in Florida, super humid. It doesn't matter. This sets the environment apart and allows you to have a consistent product every single time.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
And you said it takes about 4 days to dry, and then the additional 4 days is to cure.
Yep.
So if I have a harvest that's bigger than 2.2 pounds, I can maybe take half that harvest, put it in here for 4 days, dry it, take it out, jar it up, put the other in for 4 days, and then I can store it all in
That's
here.
a great point. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, you can absolutely batch your harvest by 4 days. Again, within that first 4 days, you're getting that flower down to the shelf stability of a 0.6 water activity. Once it's shelf stable, you don't have to worry about mold and microbes growing anymore. So you can jar it up, either put the jars back in here, put them in a cool area, and
Right.
then dry your next harvest to that 0.6 water activity.
I see it comes with preset controls, right? But let's
Yes.
say I wanted to change my settings and I like to do it a little different than you guys. I could adjust it. I just need to know how that wet bulb temperature relates to dry bulb temp, right?
So the you can control vapor pressure if you can control two different variables independently of one another. Those variables are dry bulb temp and dew point temperature. Dry bulb being just your sensible temperature, the temperature you feel, and dew point temperature being the temperature at which a given body of air will start to condensate water out of it, right? So if you can hold one of those steady, your sensible and latent HVAC,
Yep.
yeah, if you can change your sensible without changing your latent or vice versa, then you're able to control vapor pressure to a T. And what that allows you to do is, again, you're not exposing the flower to fluctuations in vapor pressure. You're letting it sit at this total equilibrium. The analogy I like to use is like a rubber band. I don't know if you guys have a rubber band around, but
How it stretches out as you pull it.
exactly.
Oh,
The
here
more
we
you,
go. We got
we got a
something
rubber
here.
band. Oh, perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, hair tie.
That
This
will
is a new
stretch
one.
out too. That's a
yeah,
better.
it sure will. So yeah, if you're exposing this to fluctuations, right, it's just going to do this. Eventually, you're going to lose elasticity, and with a rubber band like I normally use,
So
eventually
that's
it'll
like
break.
a trichome head right there.
Right. You're going to have all your resin in there with all the terps. Everything you want to smoke is in there. And if you just do this to it all day, you're going to screw it up, right? So
Right.
our technology is allowing this just to sit.
Right.
Just
So
like
we're not going humid, not humid, warm, not warm, stretching those and shrinking them. It's all keeping it very steady and stable, and
Right.
that's allowing us to have the best outcome. So we're saving how much of the terpenes, the trichome heads? 98%, you said?
So we retain 16% more terps than traditional drying and curing methods. This is research coming out of the Cannabis Research Coalition, run by Dr. Allison Justice. Check it out. You can read her white papers on our website. This is bona fide scientific research that she's showing.
Yeah, she's done the studies. And-
Absolutely.
Yes, and
Absolutely.
I love that. I love
Yep.
to see the numbers. Show me the data,
Yeah, exactly. and like you mentioned, so we're retaining 98 to 99% of those trichome heads, whereas in a traditional system, traditional room, she's finding that you only retain 70 to 80% of those trichome
Right,
heads. So
and can you
that's-
imagine how much you're losing by the time it gets to the dispensary or wherever
Totally.
it's coming to you at? Like you're losing so many of those trichome heads. It's
I like
You
about
always want
this.
to start ahead.
I like about this unit how it locks. That's like the most important thing. You guys didn't forget about that part. So it looks like it just has a lock on the bottom at least
Yep.
here, so you can keep your stuff safe from most people. Because if it's a taste
Correct.
and smell good, it might be at risk of disappearing.
Be careful who you invite into your house. But
Well, sometimes it's just the wife, or
sure, fair enough.
Yeah, pets, kids, keeping it safe from everybody.
Yeah, that too,
Absolutely.
yep.
Yeah, it's just a simple lock, so it's gonna keep most intruders out. But it's just real
Yep.
quick, real easy. You got it. There you go.
So this particular system is called the Cool Cure. The Cool Cure.
Yes.
But your company has more than this. Is just mostly for a home grower.
Home growers. Yeah.
They can buy more than one of these. You have a stackable.
Yeah, we have a
little
stacker
cart.
that we sell online.
You can stack the units,
Yep.
and they can have more than one.
Yes, because it has such a small footprint. So if you stacked them, I could see somebody in an apartment. It's got a
Yes.
2-bedroom, and they're growing in one of them, and they're like, "Where am I going to dry all this stuff at?"
You don't want the smell when you're dry. When you're it's stinky time when you're harvesting. So to have a place where you can dry it, cure it, keeps it all together and the smell down. It's a beautiful thing.
and locked up.
Locked up. There you go.
But there's a couple other items that you guys offer.
Yes.
Couple other systems, right?
Yeah.
Mostly for
Yeah.
the commercial side, or maybe somebody that has like a bigger craft grow.
You guys
or
want to take a
bigger
look at
home
this
grow.
website they have?
Yeah, let's take a
Yeah,
look at the
it
website.
spells it out
So
on the
if you
website.
want to scroll down a little there, I think
And
you'll see the three different
Where
options.
can they find this information at? What's the name of the website?
Yeah, thank you. So canatrolls.com. That's Canatroll, our company name with an S on the end. Canatrolls.com.
Really easy to
Yeah,
use.
you can see that.
website,
You should be able to see that at the
user-friendly.
top here.
And,
All right, so we'll scroll down here.
scroll
What do you want
down
me
a
to
little.
click on here? You want me to?
yeah, so here are 3 different product lines, and we do have another one that we just announced at the moment called the S Series, which is purpose-built for storage.
Long-term storage.
Long-term storage,
Nice.
yeah. And so all of these will have long-term storage. Those S series are just a different option for, let's say, pre-roll companies who want to store long-term. But so Cool Cure.
Let
we've
me
already-
click on that. Yeah,
Yep.
let's check this out.
Yeah, so this is the one sitting right next to me. Again, our home grow unit.
This one does have the print option on it, or it comes clear, but the glass already has some kind of protection.
Absolutely, yeah. Even the clear unit is UV protected, so you're not going to be degrading your flower by exposing it to light.
Great.
The tints, whether it's the Canna tint or just the black tint, that's for privacy, for aesthetic reasons. Looks pretty
I love
cool.
the
right?
can of
Yeah,
print. I
yeah.
think it looks
And
cool.
look, from what it looks like here, it's holding quite a bit. You can see those are long. Those shelves are deep, just so everyone at home knows. I don't know how deep they are. Do you know the actual inches? They're at least a foot or more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
deep.
the
I
Yeah,
can't
so
tell.
they're
dimensions of
deep.
the
You're not
shelving,
just
but-
getting a little bud air on each shelf. They're nice little shelves. there.
2.2 pounds wet.
2.2
so
pounds
that's pretty
wet.
good.
Yeah.
Well, and 5 pounds dry.
Yeah.
You can store up to
Here we
5
go.
pounds
What's
dry.
this?
Here we go. So this is digital microscopy done by Dr. Allison Justice, Cannabis Research Coalition, who I mentioned. So this is showing an intact trichome head. So the trichome head is curing. All of the resin is still locked inside of there. All the terps are in there. You're going to smoke that. It's going to be great.
It's going to hold the taste and
gonna hold
everything, and the smell.
And the smell.
Yep.
Yep. Absolutely. It's
Love
going to lock it
that.
right
And the
in.
proof is in the lab, so you have the science that's backing this already, which I like. So it's a
We're
patent
big
that-
about the science. We know that there's been a lot of snake oil in the industry. It's
That's funny you say that. I was thinking the same thing.
yeah. So people are hesitant because they've been sold things that aren't as perfect as you're led to believe they are. So we want to educate, we want to rely on scientific data, on also anecdotal experience. Like you get some flour out of this, I guarantee you'll feel a difference. It's going to be supple. It's going to when you crack it open, you're just going to smell.
Well, it says right
amazing,
here,
yeah.
it's smooth and precise dry cycles. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like if I'm going on vacation, I could throw some stuff in there, go on vacay.
Where are you
come
going,
back.
Steve? Where are you going?
Oh, well, let's say I'm going to go to Vegas like last
Okay.
year to go golfing.
Right on.
And I got stuck in an ice storm, so I didn't make it back for an extra 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
This stuff would protect my crop
Not-
while I was stuck away.
Oh, that
Not
would be
only will it
detrimental if you
protect
would've
it-
waited that long and it's not protected.
It would have
by
been over dried.
technology like
So this
That's right.
technology will protect me.
Not only will it protect you, which it will, not only will it protect you, it's going to be better because you're going to give it another 3 days of curing while you're stuck in that ice storm.
Great.
It's going to come back. It's going to be better.
It's going to maintain what I need.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yep.
And,
yep.
and For somebody like me, I just take this in, I plug it in, the sets, the temperature and the humidity, it's all set for me.
Yes.
Yeah, it says right here, perfectly
I love
controlled, curing, no burping.
So really, real high level, what that process looks like. You know, you order your unit or you pick it up here. Definitely pick it up here. Save on shipping. Come to Level Up. Pick up your cool cure and plug it in.
And if we got an extra shirt, you pick them up from us. We give you a shirt too and some swag.
Yep.
So we appreciate it.
Absolutely. So you would plug it in, harvest your flower right there onto the trays, close the door, you step back.
So as soon as I cut it down, I can put it right into here. I just want to take off some leaves, put it in there on the trays, shut the door, the everything's already set, lock it, and come back.
Make sure that sponge is wet, like I said.
Make sure the sponge is wet.
Yep.
And this seems too good to be true, but I like that.
It does. And that's sort of one of the issues is that it seems too good to be true. So we're like, hey, it's not. Here's the science. Like, we're going to prove it.
So we also have, it looks like, some bags.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's up
That
with
you
the
put in
bag?
there, and you're going to keep it stored in there in the bags and in the looks like it's in the cure machine there.
Yeah. Oh, so that's a great picture, right?
Yeah,
So
you can see 'em right there.
So paper bags are vapor permeable. What that means is if you put something inside of here, it's still going to be subjected to whatever the vapor pressure in the unit is, which we want it to be. If you were to jar up your flower in here, the unit wouldn't be able to touch it because it's vapor tight. This is vapor permeable. So these are hemp bags. They come along with the unit. You can also purchase more on our website. But let's say you have different cultivars, different harvests. You're using one of these for storage, long-term storage, kind of like a bud library. You know, you go in, you just write the name of whatever the cultivar is on here.
Yeah, hold it up to the camera. I got you
So
on
it can
camera
still
now.
use the technology. The technology's still working, but it's all separated. I have the harvest date on there,
it's
what it is.
Exactly.
You know what's great is it's
Exactly.
2024, and that's kind of old school. You know what I mean? The paper.
Right on.
You know, I like that.
But
Yeah.
it allows the technology
It's
to
hemp
work.
though.
That's
It's
the
hemp,
goal.
so it's different.
Right.
That's hemp material, right?
So go
You
ahead.
can use regular paper bags, but yeah, this is a little more natural,
like that.
a little
I like
more,
that.
probably less
Yes.
chemicals in it than a paper bag from the
Will
grocery
you
store.
click back to the other units that they have because
Yeah.
we want to talk about the commercial ones.
Yeah, let's
Hold on, let me
touch
go to
on
the
that.
bottom. Yeah, that's it. This website gives you
much good
quite a bit of
information.
information. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's go to the top here. And you said
The other one's called the DC Quick Start. It's one of them anyway.
Yeah, so if you go, I think you could go back to the main page. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, custom solutions, or well, we can talk about custom too. Sorry, I should have
look at
said the quick start units.
Mhm.
If you go to the menu one more
Go to
time.
Quick Start units. I lost them out.
So
we can just talk
yeah,
about
I'll talk
here a
about it.
little bit, yeah.
Absolutely. So the DC Quick Start units, our DC series, these are for commercial growers with limited infrastructure or who want to get their new dry cure process with Vapor Troll up and running quickly.
Right down.
Turnkey.
Yeah, we're
Let's
almost
go
Yeah,
there.
there you
here.
go. There
Here
you
we
go.
go.
Perfect.
There it is right
so.
there.
Yeah, you're
Quick
So
The
in the
DC
middle
Quick
there,
Start.
DC. Yep.
Yeah.
So basically what that is, again, our patents are on our environmental control that controls vapor pressure, right? So it's the component technology. But for our DC Quick Start units, we source the paneling as well, fit our technology into it, get it up and running in our facility there in Vermont, make sure it's all working well, break it down, ship it out on a pallet, and then you can have that up and running in like a day. It's like
So
like
it's
an
essentially
IKEA
a kit.
furniture.
Yeah, it's a hit. It's a kit. I
Yeah.
can just set it all up myself and just maybe
So-
with having a partner or buddy to do it with
Yep.
and have
So-
it set up in a day.
Yep.
So the owner must have a little bit of background in electronics and controls too, probably. I used to mess
Yeah.
with a lot of controls and try to write logic, and
Okay, cool.
logic is computer talk, and it's kind of cool to learn it because once you understand it, it all relates.
I
So you guys-
choose to believe you. I have no idea about that stuff myself, but yes, I know he does, and he can speak to that very deeply.
Yeah, and I see it says fully custom control, so we can adjust all the set points
Yep.
and everything, so you don't have to keep it the way they set it. You can do what you want.
Is there a program that you can have? Is it on a computer or is there? how do
Yeah,
you-
so for the
how do you
commercial
control that?
systems, you can get that PLC control system. You can get that screen right there on an app on your phone, so you can
Oh,
just
how
control that
convenient.
remotely. You can make sure all the parameters are staying where you want them. Again, while you're
So,
in Vegas playing golf, you can
Explain
make sure
this.
your room is running well.
Water activity,
Yes.
increased yield, and quick ROI.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so water activity, again, measure of shelf stability. Why? It's a measure of bound versus unbound water at the cellular level. Unbound water is the water that mold, microbes, and mold, bacteria, yeast can access, and that's what they feed on, and that's what they grow on. If you're getting anything shelf stable, again, FDA uses it, pharmaceuticals use it. If you get below a 0.6 water activity, then all of the unbound water from your product is gone. Mold and microbes can't grow anymore. That being so, if you're drying crackers, right, for the shelf store, you can get it down to like a 0.2 water activity, let's say. I don't know what they actually use. And that's okay if it's over dry because you want a crispy cracker, right? With cannabis, it doesn't work like that. You sell it by weight. So you don't want to take any extra water out that you don't have to. It's also a volatile product, right? So you want to maintain as much water in there to maintain the quality as possible. So if you can get your water activity to a 0.6 every single time, you are both getting it perfectly shelf stable every time without over drying, without losing any of that extra bound water,
That's your money
structural
zone right
water.
there.
And that's so you get an increased yield. It's impossible to over dry. And the ROI then speaks for itself. Every pint of water is a pound of weight. So every pint of water that a commercial facility over dries their, hundreds of pounds of product by is a pound of weight that they're losing. And depending on the market, that could be more or less money,
that
but
could
always
take it.
something you don't want to
So
lose.
this product will increase your yields.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yep.
Everybody's
And-
always asking that. How do I get my buds to weigh more? Well, here you go. Here's a start right now.
So because we can control water activity so precisely, we've actually run ROI calculations. We've said, okay, we're aiming for a 0.6 and our factory settings will give you a 0.6 water activity every time. What happens if we drop it down to a 0.55 water activity? What happens if we drop it down to a 0.5? So what I can tell you is if you're at a 0.5 water activity, you're losing 5.6% of your yield
Oh my goodness, that's quite a bit.
every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that adds up quickly.
Adds up very quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
And there are folks out there in the desert who are under that, and you can see your water activity on us.
And if-
Most labs will do that if you ask them.
There's
get to
no
see it.
humidity out there.
If you live in an area of extremes, we
Yes.
live in the Midwest, so we get extremes all the time. But anywhere in where you live where there's extremes, you're going to struggle with getting that perfect dry and cure. It's a struggle.
Yep, absolutely. You got to watch it like a hawk. Even people who are doing it, pretty well, you have to watch it. You have to be there. You have to be feeling it, and you
Yeah.
have to transfer it to a jar, burp the jar. Hopefully when you're opening that jar to burp it, you're not actually letting more moisture in. Maybe a storm came through, you're letting more in. You're actually doing the opposite of what you think you're doing.
Right.
You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to watch
Takes
it.
all the guesswork out. I love
Absolutely.
that. Now, on these DC Quick Start systems,
Yes.
are there different sizes? Like, tell me
Yep.
about that, and how much can I dry and cure in them?
Sure. So we have 3 different sizes. We have our DC4, which has a max drying capacity of 180 wet pounds.
That's pretty big already.
Pretty
That's
big.
the smallest one.
Yeah.
That's good.
But
I
the
like
foot,
it.
Yeah.
the footprint's really small on them. It looks like. I don't know if this is a picture of some of the part of the
Yeah, that's our
system.
DC4. Yeah.
Okay,
That's the
nice.
outside of our DC4 unit. Oh gosh, you're really testing me here.
Okay,
The actual dimensions of it, but I believe it's
It looks like it's like a 4 by
4
6.
by 4 by 7 or 8 maybe.
So you could really get them in high and tight.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
fridge.
Yeah.
That's a nice system there. That's a nice system. I like that.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell us what the next size up is, because that one
For
does
sure.
how much? 180
180 wet
180
pound
wet pounds
capacity.
in that one.
And it will do 180 wet pounds the same as it'll do a single pound. It doesn't matter how much you put
so I
in
don't
there.
have to have it full
Nope.
for it to actually work at
Nope.
its capacity.
Right, correct.
Love that.
But our next size up is the DC8, and that will do 360 wet pounds.
Okay, nice.
And then the biggest kit unit is the DC16, which does 720 wet pounds.
And then, of course, you can just stack these in a room, probably.
Yeah, sure
Put
could.
quite a few in a room.
Yep. But if you already have the infrastructure, if you're already up and running with a dry room and cure rooms, as long as your rooms are vapor tight, we can fit our technology into it, and that's where our retrofits come in. That's where our custom solutions come in.
Okay, any size basically, as
Any
long as
size.
it's vapor tight, you can go in there and
Absolutely.
get your technology in there.
Absolutely. Yep. We can go, from that 150, 180 wet pound all the way up to, theoretically sky's the limit. What we say is we limit the size of the rooms to what you can load in a single day. So typically with most workforces, that ends up being, maybe a couple thousand at most. But
And when we're talking this commercial drying equipment, honestly, this unit right next to you is a commercial to your house. It's great. It's like, so you get commercial results in a small footprint in your house. I like how you have both options instead of just catering to the people with more money,
Absolutely.
I like that you're going towards the residential growers, and all of us kind of grow commercially. We like the commercial aspect, so
let the people grow.
Let the people
No,
grow.
we are
love
big
that.
believers in home grow. Some of the best medicine comes out of the home grow.
and the
People-
cleanest. Some of the cleanest
clean.
medicine was just they're smaller gardens. They're easier to turn and get good results. I feel like
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, it's we love home growers. We most of the Canatrol workforce is our home growers. I'm on the road too much, but we do have an office grow as well, and we love talking to the people and hearing their results.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We get to see a lot of results, so it's
Yeah, but this would help so many of our customers that are struggling. Just really dial it in, because
a lot of them have nowhere to dry.
yeah, and or their conditions aren't dialed in, or maybe they're just having life issues and they missed it, they didn't get
Sure.
to it, whatever.
Sure.
There's so many different things that happen.
Yeah.
This really just takes all of that away, and I love that.
And
Yeah, ease
honestly,
of use.
I can tell you guys right now that if my wife bought me this for Christmas, I would be so happy.
The holidays are coming. What a
Yes,
gift
they
this
are.
would be,
This
right?
would be
Yes,
awesome.
they
Like,
are.
I would do whatever she wanted me to do. I'd clean all the house, every corner, whatever.
Get
Bring
yourself
the
a big
joy-
stocking
bring the
and
joy
put that
this
right
Christmas.
in.
Yes,
right.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
love that.
Cool.
All right.
So that those are our three options then. So the Cool Cure Home Grow, DC Quick Start for limited infrastructure, people who want it up and running pretty quickly, and then our custom systems. And we are in all 50 states with Home Grow.
That's what I was going to
Yeah,
ask.
so
if
wait a
somebody's
minute.
interested
So we're,
in this.
we're the only one in Illinois right
We
now.
are.
True.
right?
Yeah.
Aren't we?
Yep.
So-
Oh, I just mean we have users in all 50 states. We do
Yeah.
not have retailers in all 50 states, and we totally appreciate you guys for
Yeah.
being our first
Yeah.
Illinois retailer.
And
Yeah, so if
people
you're in the Midwest, reach out to us at Level Up Seed and Garden
Yep.
Supply, and we can make sure you get the Canatrol.
100%.
Yeah, and honestly, everyone we've gotten rid of so far, everyone's come back really happy. And I think what makes them most happy is it's high and tight. It's not like a grow tent. This thing just it'll fit in the corner somewhere, and it'll do the work, and no one will even know what's going on, and it'll turn out great.
Well, and
I like that.
it does what it's advertised to do. It does what it says you guys are going to do, and that's what I mean. As a place that's selling to customers, that's what they're looking for. They want it to do what you say it's going to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too many things do
Also,
not do.
I was going to ask you. I'll put you on the spot. Is there
Yeah.
a type of warranty or anything with this when we buy it? What's the deal with that?
So we have a 1-year full warranty, but like I say, we're a small company. We
Yeah.
really pride ourselves on our customer service.
That's good for something there.
Love
Yeah.
good customer
So
service.
if you're outside of that year,
Yeah.
and you have an issue, something goes wrong, which typically it won't. But if that does happen, then we are happy to ship you a piece, at cost, and be on the phone with you, tell you how to reattach everything.
And I don't know
make
if they
it
need
work. And-
if they can just come to us and we just get them to you and
Yeah. So yes, they can come
Yeah,
in
we
here
can
as
make
well.
that work.
awesome.
too,
That's
so.
good. Then you're looking for long-term customers, not just
Oh yeah, that's the goal. I think when someone goes Canatrol, it's tough to go back, even if you're already getting really great, dried and cured product. This is going to take the guesswork out of it. It's going to make it a lot easier. And what I will say, no shade on anybody, but it's really hard. It's really hard to get that process controlled, and most people do have issues in that realm. So
For sure. That's the number one problem that people come to us with is
Yeah.
I can't dial in my drying and my curing. And so this is just takes all of that guesswork out of it for them and makes it really easy.
yeah.
And if they come to us and buy one from us, we're going to give them a T-shirt and some of these cool stickers that are here on the table. And
Yep.
today,
Sweet.
we are going to give some away too. So if you're watching, like, subscribe, and go ahead and comment on this podcast. Just ask us a question. Let us know what you like about this podcast, and we're going to draw a couple winners from that comment section and give away a couple T-shirts and some stickers, swag.
and who knows what else we'll send you.
other
though.
cool
We
stuff.
like to send away stuff, and
Yeah.
People love that.
And while you're on the social medias already, giving these guys a follow Canatrolls on Instagram as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Give
Yeah.
us a follow Canatrol, and see what's coming up out there in the science world of cannabis.
We
Yeah.
want to thank Canatrol for giving a reputable product to us to help you guys, and it's
you,
all been
Adam.
positive.
Yeah.
Adam,
For coming
it's
to
been
see
all
us today.
positive.
Thank you guys.
And you probably know that because you like working for these guys. I can tell you're versatile. You're
They-
not just going
they're
to do
really
one
great.
thing. You might run a marathon one day and be on a
Yes.
podcast.
He
the
did. He
next.
just ran a marathon.
Chicago Marathon this
Yes,
past Sunday.
congratulations.
We're gonna
on
let
that.
you. What was your time, if you don't mind?
Yeah, that's fine. So I ran it in 3:23:56.
So that's over 26 miles in 3 hours and
23 minutes and
23
56
minutes.
seconds. Yeah. So I think
Wow.
my pace was, what is that? 7:47 a mile average.
that's
so.
that's intense. Good
Yeah.
job. I'm so
Yeah,
proud.
thank you. Yeah, I
You
never
should-
really
you should be
considered
proud.
myself a runner before it, but I had a couple friends doing it, and I was like, my brother. Shout out to my brother Ben. He's a triathlete. Has done Ironman triathlons. Total beast. And I was like, all right,
Inspired
Ben,
you.
like
You're
give
like,
me,
if he can do
give me
it,
a
I can do
schedule.
this.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's my coach. So
I
You're
love
like,
that.
You're like, I got the genetics. I can see it. Now
Yeah.
take me there, Ben.
exactly.
Well,
Just gotta get there.
congratulations. That
Thank
is
you so
something
much.
to be proud of.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Is there anybody that you wanted to thank, Adam? We're so happy that you came with us today. But is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, well, first of all, again, thank you guys for having me here and for believing in us and getting this product in. Like I said, there's a lot of technology out there on the post-harvest side that may not do exactly what you're hoping it'll do, and so there is hesitancy in that area. There's a lot of bro science that's out, and we're just trying to educate people, and we appreciate you guys helping us to do that.
We love that. That's what we're all about here,
Yeah.
just sharing knowledge and educating. And we really love that part of what we do.
We love to level up. I don't know if you've noticed, but we like anything that levels up. Anything in
Absolutely.
our life, any aspect makes my life easier. I just gravitate towards it, don't you?
Yeah, I'm like a sponge. I want to know more. Give me more. Give me all the knowledge.
Absolutely. Do you ever play Pokemon back in the day?
I remember capturing all my buddies capturing stuff, going all over. And
there was the item called rare candy, and if you gave your Pokemon a rare candy, they would go up a level. So maybe there's a strain you guys can make called
The Canatrol is our rare candy. We're just leveling
yeah,
up.
we're
now.
leveling up.
Level up.
We do help a lot of people with certain products, and this is one we're definitely going to help people, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I totally appreciate you guys also having like your your grow classes and everything. And
Yeah.
that's just such a great part of the community. This grassroots effort to help people have the best possible experience.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Let's just pass the knowledge on. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But thanks for coming on, Adam. We appreciate you. We're going to let you go out there and talk to a few people that are left on the floor and they're interested in this, and because we're not going to release this episode for a little bit, so maybe you can just go out and inform them. And
I'd love to. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank
Appreciate
you. And
guys.
thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys watching and commenting and subscribing. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.
Thanks, Adam. Great job, everyone.
That felt smooth.
That was better.
You
Way
like that?
better, wasn't it?
Now it's lunchtime.
Absolutely.
Now it's lunchtime. Oh, we got a shout out to our Johnsonville brats.
brats.
Whoa.
Spicy brats.
Do we have a few ready? I'm down.
The
I'm
cheddar
down.
brats. Johnsonville, you always had my back. Especially
go.
after I ate you had my back for one day. Johnsonville brats.
Get them in here. Get them on the podcast.
We've ate a lot of Johnsonville
He always
brats.
shouts them out.
We've ate a lot of Johnsonville brats down here.
They'll take notice eventually.
We got a smoker, we got a grill.
Do you? What kind of smoker? What do you have? Are you allowed to say? Are we
It's just
still
an
recording?
electric smoker. I don't know the brand. I just know it works, and it's smoking chicken wings right now. And
Beautiful.
so
Love it.
we like to cook out here, and I think anything that we're supporting back here, we need to shout out. That's why I say
Steve
Johnsonville
loves to feed
brats.
people. He really does.
I need just a little reefer. You see, smoking sweet as Chiba. A jazz cabbage in my lettuce bag. Sweet master
Cool. Look at you. You look younger than me, so that's good.
I'm pretty sure he is younger than you, Steve.
Yeah, it'd be
Don't judge a book by its cover. You haven't seen me run a mile yet.
No, I don't think I want to. I think it might be kind of hard,
16
hard to
minutes.
watch
16 minutes.
as he pukes along the way.
That's called walking.
Yeah.
Right? 16 minutes, that is called walking.
Well,
Oh, funny.
I'm not as fast as I once was.
But I'm fast once.
If you ever want to get a good laugh, once you turn like in your 40s, just take off and try to run one day. If you haven't ran for like a couple of
No,
years.
what you should do is go jump on a trampoline and then the next day see how you feel.
wait, sorry.
Don't ever apologize. So you had a different piano last time you were here?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you did really good last time. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's like I can't bring that one this time.
All right, do you need to get high? You want to smoke some weed or something? Okay.
Just play a little bit. Just get comfortable.
Just play whatever. And once you get a good 20 seconds or 10 seconds, we'll rock and roll. That was noticeable.
Scared me.
You almost had it. What do you want to do?
I think I'm just getting nervous. Just give me a second.
Do you want me to give you a hug?
No.
How about we all hug?
How about
Group hug.
How about give me idea of that stuff?
Okay, all right, there we go. See,
Yeah.
I know you play. I know how you play. I've seen you already play multiple times.
Yep, turn it the other way. Nope, not the other way. There you go. There's the light.
Or Nicole,
I'll eat it.
You want to buy lunch today?
No, I'll eat lunch though.
I bet you will. No, rock, paper, scissors. All three of us.
Rock, paper, scissors.
One, hold a little higher. One,
One, two, three, go. Oh, I fucking won.
That means you pay.
No,
that means you
I
pay.
get to eat for free.
Yep, Nicole, you get the bill. There's always next episode, Nicole. Always next episode.